They've gone now, and I'm alone at last. I have the whole night ahead of me, and I won't waste a single moment of it. I shan't sleep it away, and I won't dream it away either. I mustn't, because every moment of it would be far too precious. I want to try to remember everything just as it was, just as it happened. I've had nearly 18 years of yesterdays and tomorrows, and tonight I must remember as many of them as I can. I want tonight to be as long as my life, not filled with fleeting dreams that rushed me on towards dawn. Tonight, more than any other night, I want to feel alive. 20 to 11. I don't want to eat. Stew, potatoes, and biscuits. I usually like stew, but I've no appetite for it. I nibble at a biscuit, but I don't want it either. Not now. It's a good thing Grandma Wolf isn't here. She always hated us leaving food on our plates. Waste not, want not, she'd say. I'm wasting this, wolf woman, whether you like it or not.
Look at me, boy. Look at me! A new boy. A new boy. To add to my trials and tribulations. Is not one peaceful enough? Oh, God, I don't deserve this. Now understand this, Thomas Peaceful, that here, at my school, I am your lord and your master. Yes? What are you doing? Are you crying, boy? You do as I say, when I say it. You do not cheat. You do not lie, and you do not blaspheme. You do not come to my school with bare feet, and your hands will be clean. These, boy, are my commandments. Do I make myself absolutely clear? Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Big Joe ate more than all the rest of us put together. Everything was his favourite. Bread and butter pudding with raisins, potatoes, pie, cheese and pickles, stew and dumplings, whatever Mother cooked. He'd stuff it in and scoff it down. Everything Charlie and I didn't eat, we'd shuffle onto his plate whenever Mother wasn't looking. Big Joe always loved the conspiracy of that. He loved extra food too. There was nothing he wouldn't eat. Charlie once bet me an owl's skull that I'd find that Big Joe would even eat rabbit droppings. I couldn't believe he would, because I thought Big Joe must know what they were. So I took the bet. Charlie put a handful of them in a brown paper bag and told him they were sweets. Mother told us when we were older that Big Joe had almost died just a few days after he was born. The doctor said he'd be no use to anyone, even if he lived. But Big Joe did live, and he did get better, though never completely. As we were growing up, all we knew was that he was different. In a way, our lives revolved around Joe. How we thought about people depended largely on how they behaved with our big brother. If people didn't like him, we didn't like them. Big Joe never seemed to mind, but we did it on his behalf.
Oi! Oi! Don't go past that fence, that's my land. If you keep going up there, there'll be trouble.
We know that wasn't your land. We won't go anywhere near it.
Well, I'm watching you. Stay out of trouble. You little runt! You should respect me. Shut the simpleton up! If I didn't know any better, I'd have you all up at the big house and give you the hiding you all deserve. Stay back!
Look.
I had learnt soon enough that if you didn't want to get hurt, you kept your head down and you didn't answer back, particularly if the other lad was bigger. It was during my first day of school when I got into my first fight, because they called Big Joe a loony. That's where I met Molly. She looked after me.
Thank you for looking after my brother.
That's okay. Jimmy was horrible today.
Molly,
Yes?
well, I was wondering if you wanted to come back with us today. This is Molly.
Well, I certainly didn't expect that on Tommy's first week.
Me, Big Joe.
From then on, Molly became one of us. It was as if she had suddenly joined the family and became our sister.
Honestly, boys, that fight of yours has caused me a great lot of trouble. Tomo. Listen to me, Tomo.
making fun of Joe.
Just because a certain young man was being unpleasant doesn't mean you had to be too. You should be glad that Charlie turned up when he did.
I'm glad I hit him. I was fighting for my brother. Wasn't I, Joe? Yeah.
I appreciate it must be a difficult time for you with Angus no longer with us.
think I'm capable of tending to my own family, thank you very much, Colonel.
Indeed, but there's no income of money coming in. You're running on scraps, Mrs. Peaceful.
I'm sure we'll think of something.
That's why I'm here, I'm afraid. I have an offer for you. The job at the house. Honestly, I give the best pay around. The post I'm offering involves attending to more personal matters of mine. Ironing my paper every morning, cleaning and organising my clothes, and general chores around the house. Over the course of a year, that comes to £50.
But sir, you must understand.
But Mrs. Peaceful, last time I checked, I owned all the land in this village. If you refuse to work up at the big house, then I'm afraid you'll be out within a month. Mark my words.
But who will look after my children?
Well, the boys are old enough to fend for themselves, I imagine. As for the simpleton, well, you can send him up to the asylum in Exeter.
I'm sorry, sir, but I never could and never will send my son to a place like that. He should be here with everyone else. My mother can look after them.
Well, I'm glad that's all settled then. Be at the house at 5 a.m. on Monday morning. My maid will come and get you to brief you on the schedule for the week. See you then. You should consider yourself lucky. You've only got this job because of my wife's liking of you. Goodbye.
Of course, Mother had no choice. There was only one relative who could look after us.
I want hands washed before meals, that's 3 meals a day, no snacks in between. Your hair must be combed at dawn and kept tidy throughout the day. Talking of which, no talking with your mouth full. And if there's any food left on your plate, as I always say, waste not, want not.
Oranges and lemons.
And certainly no singing at the table. Any sane young boy would know that. It's as the Colonel says. He's not really that sane at all, are you?
How could you say something like that?
And I shall certainly not be told what I can and can't say to my own grandchildren.
How dare you talk about him like that?
Go home! Go on! And never answer back to me like that again, young woman.
Molly, don't. It'll only make it worse. Sorry about her. She's horrible.
It's fine. I just felt sorry for him.
I hate her. I just want her to be gone. Grandma Wolf. Between me and Charlie, we had never called her either great aunt or grandma. We had our own name for her. When we were young, Mother had often read us The Little Red Riding Hood. There was a picture in it Charlie and I knew well, of the wolf pretending to be Red's grandma. She had a black bonnet on her head, like our grandma always used to wear, and she had big gaps in her teeth. So from then on, she was simply Grandma Wolf. So what is it you wanted to show me?
Well, it's Joe's birthday. I wanted to get him something that he'd really appreciate. Look.
Joe! Joe, what's wrong? What happened? Joe, what's wrong? What's wrong?
Mom's dead! Mom's dead! Mom's dead!
What, the mouse that Molly gave you? Was it Grandma Wolf?
Why does he persist to mourn over a stupid little rodent?
He likes animals, he likes looking after them, he'd never hurt one.
I don't care much for them. That's why I got rid of all his bugs.
What have you done? You've been collecting those for years.
You shan't talk to your grandmother like that. I have done you a favour. Now go downstairs and help with the washing up.
I'm gonna go calm down Joe.
It all suddenly changed. It changed for the better. First, the Colonel's wife passed away. Mother tried to save her, but she still perished, which resulted in the family going to a funeral one peaceful Sunday morning. So as there was no one left to care for, since that was Mother's new job, she was permitted to leave the house and resume to normal life. Apparently, like the Colonel had said before she died, his wife had always liked our family. She made the Colonel promise that if ever something was to happen to her, he would take care of us. Which he did. And though he was a wretched man, he kept his word. Grandma Wolf went back up to the house, probably cooking up all sorts of shenanigans with the Colonel. Mother took a small income doing his linen for him, working from home. But every day the food got less. The money wasn't enough. That's when we started poaching.
So there's no food?
At least the Colonel let you stay at the house. He could easily have thrown you out.
With potatoes for dinner every night. It's getting really dull now.
I could smuggle you food. Bring food from my house and give it to you secretly by the brook.
What about your parents? They'd never let us see you again.
They've threatened before.
That doesn't matter though, does it? Right. I'm going to tell our future. I've seen the gypsies do it before.
What are they?
They say we'll always be together. Forever and ever. So you're stuck with me.
You okay? What are you looking at?
It's perfect.
What?
Look. There, upstream.
That's the Colonel's land.
Remember when Father used to take us up to the house? When we'd help him out by the river? I'd be damned if there weren't any fish in there. The fish, they wouldn't like it down in the brook. They'd prefer it where it's somewhere nice and quiet.
We are not poaching on the Colonel's land. I don't like the cold.
I think that's enough for a couple of days. Got quite a large salmon.
Not bad, Charlie.
From then on, poaching became a regular thing. Keeping watch with Molly was what I always looked forward to. Her closeness kept me awake, whereas I would have usually fallen asleep, getting us caught.
The river looks so tempting. I dare you to go in.
I haven't got anything to go in though.
Take these off then. I said I dare you.
A dare's a dare. Come on, Tomo.
Oh no, come on! It's lovely once you're in.
You'll love it. Tom and I are going to go see Molly.
Molly! Molly!
I don't think so, boys. I've heard she's not been feeling very well. Scarlet fever.
You're not meant to fall asleep.
You try sitting up there for
I need
hours!
you to keep watch when we're down there.
I'm not a child!
Boys! Come now, don't let us bicker. There's only one way to deal with little ruffians like you. Send you up to the magistrate. But since that's me, I'll sentence you now.
Sir, we just needed some...
I don't care what you need. You don't poach on my land. Simple as that. Thank you. Now, I'll be meeting the both of you up here at 10 sharp tomorrow morning to give you the hiding you so richly deserve. Be working in my hunting stables, clearing out the muck until I see fit.
How long?
Haven't decided yet. Let's say Christmas.
2 months.
You'll be doing my dirty work until you learn not to poach on my land. Get out.
Why would you lie to me, Charlie? You and Tomo told me you were by the brook.
I'm sorry.
That's not good enough. I raised you to be an honest boy, not a thief. Look where that got you. One thing's for certain though. No hiding will be done. You shall lay no finger on any of my children.
I think after my backing, that old Duff is such a bastard. Got another month of this shit.
He was right though, wasn't he? We did get off lucky.
Tomo, when do you think Mole's gonna get better?
No idea. Are you worried about her?
I just think things are gonna change. Between us three. I need a job, Tomo. I need to get out of here.
Where are you gonna go?
I have no idea. Tomo, there's been something I've been meaning to tell you. Recently,
Why didn't I tell you about taking breaks? Let's get back to work.
Then Christmas Eve came and our punishment was over at last. We ran off home down the Colonel's Drive for the very last time, blowing loud raspberries as we went. Back in the cottage, we found waiting for us the best Christmas present we could ever have hoped for. Molly was sitting there smiling at us as we came through the door. She was pale, but she was back with us. We were together again. She wasn't a girl anymore. She had a different beauty now. Beauty that at once stirred in me a new and deeper love. I think, without knowing it, I had always charted my own growing up by constant comparison to Molly and Charlie. Day by day I was becoming ever more painfully aware of how far behind them I was. I wasn't just smaller and slower than they were. I had never liked that. But I was used to it by now. The trouble was that it was becoming evident to me that the gap between us was more serious, and that it was widening. It really began when Molly moved up into the Biggins class. I was stuck being a tiddler, and they were growing up away from me. But whilst we were still at the village school together, I didn't mind all that much, because at least I was still always near them. We walked to school together, ate our lunch together as we always had, up in the pantry in the vicarage, where the vicar's wife would bring us lemonade, and then we'd come home together. I looked forward all day to that long walk home. The school day done, their other friends not with us, with the fearsome Mr. Munnings out of sight and out of mind for another day. We'd head down the hill to the brook, pull off our great heavy boots and release our aching feet and toes at long last. We'd sit there on the bank, wiggling our toes in the blessed cool of the water. We'd lie amongst the grass and buttercups of the water meadows. Then we'd follow the brook home, feet squelching in the mud, our toes oozing with it. Strange when I think about it now, but there was a time when I loved mud. The smell of it, the feel of it, the larking about in it. Not anymore. Then quite suddenly, just after my birthday, the last of the larking was all over. Charlie and Molly left school, and I was alone. I was a biggin, in Mr. Munnings' class, and hating him now even more than I feared him. I woke up dreading every day. Both Charlie and Molly had found work up in the big house. Almost everyone in the village worked up there. Molly was under parlour maid, and Charlie worked in the hunt kennels, and in the stables looking after the dogs and horses, which he loved. Molly didn't come round to see us nearly as often as before. Like Charlie, she worked 6 days a week, so I hardly saw her.
Milo!
You're finished! Do you hear me? Finished up at the big house!
Colonel!
Oh,
I know what you're talking about.
oh, don't fucking lie to me! This boy of yours is a thief! A fucking thief! First, he steals fish from my rivers and now under my employ, under a position of trust!
What did he do? Charlie, what did you do?
Don't deny it, boy, I know it was you. Go on, tell your mother.
What's this all about, Charlie?
You stole one of my dogs, Miss Peaceful. From my own land, you stole one of my fucking dogs. And now, if he doesn't tell me where she is, I will
Shoot her, Mother.
Are you going to tell the Colonel where you've hidden his hound?
No. I won't.
No, I thought not. Colonel, am I right in saying you were going to shoot this dog? Presumably because she was no longer useful to you, as a foxhound.
Yes, but what I do with my animals, or what I do to them, is none of your business, Mrs. Peaceful.
Of course not, Colonel. But if you were going to shoot her anyway, then perhaps you wouldn't mind me taking her off your hands.
You can do whatever you want with it. Bloody well eat it for all I care. But your son, Mrs. Peaceful, stole something off my land, my property. I'm afraid that that's just the last straw for me.
Tomo, get the money jar. Where is she?
I'll show you.
Right away, she seemed to attach herself to Big Joe. She followed him everywhere after that. She even slept in his bed at nights.
What is it? Father found out about Bertha. And he says that Charlie is a good-for-nothing thief, and I'm not allowed to see him anymore. He said he'd take a gun to Charlie if he comes near me again, and I believe him. I think he meant it. So miserable without you. I hate it up at the big house. And I hate it even more at home. Father says I'm going to hell. That I was born in sin. I'm not going to hell, am I? I miss you both so much. Tell him yes.
Just yes.
Yes, yes. Same time, same place tomorrow. I'll write a letter and you can give it to him. I love you, Tomo. I love you both. And Mother and Joe and Bertha.
There was a silver moon out there. A new moon. I wonder if they were looking at it back home. Bertha used to howl at the moon, I remember. If I had a coin in my pocket, I'd turn it over and make a wish. When I was young, I believed in all those old tales. I wish I still could believe in them. But I mustn't think like that. It's no good wishing for the moon. No good wishing for the impossible. Don't wish, Tomo. Remember. Remembrances are real.
Joe! 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 You better go look for him. He's usually back by now. Take Tommy with you.
Joe! Big Joe!
It's not your fault.
Is he here yet? Molly, what are you doing here?
I snuck out. I came to see you, but when I got here, she was in tears. Go down to the forest. The village fete is happening, and gather as many people as you can to help.
Everybody listen. Everybody listen. Everybody listen! My brother Joe. You all know him. He's gone missing. He's been missing for a day now. We need your help. We need everyone to look everywhere. He could be hurt. Father John said he'll sound the bells when he's been found. It's not fucking dead!
I was thinking, where would Big Joe most like to go?
The graveyard. It's his favourite hunting spot. But I've already checked.
Wouldn't he want to be where Bertha is? Your mother told him that Bertha was in heaven. So if he wanted to be close to her, then surely that's where he'd go. I remember him telling me once that your father was in heaven, and that he could still see us easily from where he was. He was pointing upwards. I didn't understand what he was trying to say at first. I thought maybe he was just pointing up at the birds. But then he took my hand, and he made me point with him. We were pointing up at the church tower. I know it sounds silly, but I think that Big Joe believes that heaven is at the top of the church tower. Has anyone looked there yet?
Stairs to the church tower this way. Charlie! I think I've done my ankle. Stay there. Big Joe! Big Joe! Big Joe! Charlie! I found him! I was once told in Sunday school that a church tower reaches up skyward because it is a promise of heaven. Church towers are different in France. It was the one thing I noticed when I came here, when I changed my world of home for my world of war. In comparison, the church towers at home seem almost squat, hiding themselves away in the folds of the fields. Here there are no folds in the fields, only wide open plains, scarcely a hill in sight. And instead of church towers, they have spires that thrust themselves skywards like a child putting his hand up in class, longing to be noticed. But God, if there is one, notices nothing here. He has long since abandoned this place and all of us who live in it. There are not many steeples left now. I've seen the one in Albert, hanging down like a broken promise. Now I come to think of it, it was a broken promise that brought me here in the first place. Molly had gotten kicked out of her house by her parents. They had found all of her and Charlie's secret love letters. I felt betrayed by the two people that were closest to me. But there was something else.
What's happening is, she's having your baby.
I was down in the village today.
Skiving as usual.
I was down in the village today. The army was there, recruiting. Parsons joined, and Martin.
I'm not going. Not ever. I may kill a rat because they may bite me. I may kill a rabbit because I can eat it. Why would I kill a German? I've never even met a German.
Don't worry about it, Tommy. They can't make you sign up, you're too young.
I'm 16.
Food!
It's okay, it's coming. You've got to be 17.
They don't want boys.
I'm not a boy, and sure as hell not gonna stay here and shift other people's shit.
This is home, Tommy.
I don't care!
Young man, you can quieten down and get the food out of the oven. Now! I'm not letting you go to France.
So I ate my soup and said no more about it. I was disappointed at first that I hadn't had my big moment, but as I lay in bed that night, I was secretly more than relieved that I wouldn't be going off to war, and by the time I was 17, it would all be over anyway. It was then, a few weeks later, that Molly suggested the three of us went off for a walk.
Breaking the promise that I made to your mother. I don't want to tell you this, but you have to know the truth. You both need to know what's going on. It's the Colonel. He was round this morning. He said he was just doing what he called his patriotic duty. He said that the war is going badly for us. The country is crying out for men. He says it's time for every able-bodied man that's living or working on his estate, anyone that can be spared, to volunteer. Go and do their bit for king and country. He said the estate will just have to manage without them for a while. If you don't go, he's going to send us out of the cottage for good. He meant it. He really, really meant it. Your mother protested. But he just lost his temper and he kept getting angrier.
All right, boys, across the stream and on your knees, on the double, go!
The first day we arrived, we were plunged into extensive training. There were all sorts of people, from all walks of life.
So I can't do it.
Huh? What is your issue? Can't do what everyone else is doing? Huh? Come on, pick it up, quicker! Move! Go now! Quicker! Move! Hurry up, go! What are you dawdling around for? Good lads, now get up and run! Get up and run! Run! Go! Put the jump on back! Ah! Chest out, chest out, chest out, chest out. You're so bloody weak! Get on your hands and knees. Why are you like this? If any of you continue to mess around like this...
No, we're from Italy. Small town in Devon. It's not that bad there, hey? That's where I met Molly.
We? It's where we met Molly. I remember very vividly, some stupid idiot had somehow managed to stab himself with a bayonet. That was a suitable introduction to the next year of my life.
Do you want your arms blown off, Peaceful?
No, sir, no, sir.
Do you want your legs blown off as well?
No, sir.
Do you want your head gone as well?
No,
Do you want
sir.
that blown off? Then for fuck's sake, train harder! All you've got out there is your knowledge, your wits, your battle skill. Look at me! You're gonna wish you bloody trained harder! You hear me, Peaceful? You two stop. Drop your box. You see that? You see that? That's what you're fighting for. The king and country. Pick the box up. Pick it up! Hold it above your head. Go on! Sergeant Wong started North Camp. You're gonna run all the way over there with that box above your head. You're gonna prove to me you're not weak. Go. On the double! Run! Go! Go! Talking to a sergeant like that? Take him down now, we'll deal with this fucker later.
Yes, sir.
Take him now!
Come on, Chuck.
I want him on my side!
Come on.
I dropped off to sleep. I've lost precious minutes. I don't know how many, but they are minutes I can never have back. Resist it, Tomo. Resist it. After this night is over, then you can drift away. Then you can sleep forever. For nothing will ever matter again. Sing that song that Big Joe used to sing. That'll keep you awake. Here comes a candle to light you to bed. And here comes a chopper to chop off your head.
Come on, boys, let's get moving.
Alright lads, everyone to the street, form up now! is it. Tomorrow morning, you are all going to be shipped out to France, and it will be early. I'm going to be staying here to command a new company. Your new captain will be Captain Wills, and he's been through the real stuff. Is that understood?
Yes, sir!
Are you going to give him the respect he deserves?
Yes, sir!
Louder!
Yes, sir!
Good. You're going to be fighting for your king and country. You're going to go to France, and you're going to give the Kaiser and his Jerry puppets hell. Is that understood?
Yes, sir!
Are there any questions?
Any advice for the front, sir?
Yeah, there is actually. You keep your wits with you. You keep running, you keep shooting. Maybe the Kaiser won't fucking have you. But I don't want my reputation ruined by all of you. Is that clear?
Yes, sir!
You're all dismissed. Go!
What should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning.
Are we downhearted?
No, sir!
Beautiful, sing louder then.
What should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do?
Don't worry. He's not like Hanley.
I know.
He's good-spirited.
All done here?
Fine night for poaching.
Ah, peaceful. Morning. I've been asked to do a rifle inspection. Can I take a look, please? Thank you. Well, nothing wrong with the working parts, just needs a good scrub. Get a rod down the barrel. You're on patrol in a couple of nights, peaceful.
It's fun in my town, I see.
Boys, come on. Smoke grenade.
Alright, lads. You should try this one day. No mud.
How's the foot?
What foot? That's not a foot, Tomo. That's my ticket home. Some nice, kind Mr. Fritz gave me the best present he could. A ticket home to Blighty. They're sending me to the hospital back home. They say the foot's infected. Bones broken, but it'll mend. Marston will look after you, won't he?
I don't need looking after.
It is beautiful. How can it be beautiful? How old?
16.
Like me. I've seen you before, no? Perhaps I will see you again?
Yeah, I hope so.
Anna. Anna is my name.
I'm Tomo. What?
So it is true then. All English soldiers are called Tommy.
It's not Tommy. It's Tomo.
It is the same. But you are different. Different from the others. Somehow.
Morning at home used to be walking with Charlie to school, wading through piles of autumn leaves and stamping the ice in the puddles. Or the three of us coming up through the woods after a night's poaching on the Colonel's River, and crouching down to watch a badger that didn't know we were there. Morning here has always been to wake with the same dread in the pit of my stomach, knowing that I will have to look death in the face again. That up till now it may be someone else's death, but that today it could be mine. That this may be my last sunrise, my last day on earth. All that is different about this morning is that I know whose death it will be, and I know how it will happen. Looking at it that way, it doesn't seem that bad. Look at it that way, Tomo. Look at it that way.
Come on, we gotta go! D Company!
I went up to visit Anna after the attack, but I quickly found out that devastation was not exclusive to the trenches.
Squad, shun! Stand down. Peaceful. There you are.
How come you came to France, sir?
Because the people who commanded you were awful enough to, 1, be wounded and then permanently resign from the field, and 2, be shot in the fucking skull. That's why I'm here. Do you know what I think about your brother and his foot?
No, sir.
I think it was a gimmick. A silly hoax with your brother as the designer to get himself a free holiday home.
But, sir, I'd have to protest. He was wounded a few months back when we went into the German trench.
Believe what you will, Peaceful. I understand you weren't there during the act. But do you not think maybe he could have carried it out in the dugouts when no one else goes? I wouldn't put it past the boy after his outrageous acts of dismay.
He's actually coming back soon, sir. In about a week.
Well, I hope he's got his act together then. Stand for inspection! Look at me! We're not talking to you!
Afternoon all.
Hi, Charlie.
Oh, Sergeant. I heard you'd be joining us.
And I heard you'd been malingering. I don't much like malingerers. And if you step out of line...
Please, Sergeant. I'll be as good as gold.
Don't let me catch you doing that again.
So tell me, how's everybody back home? You're a father now, little Tommy. How's Mother? Is she well? What about Big Joe? Mother told me how the Colonel got engaged.
It's like we're living 2 separate lives, in 2 separate worlds. And I want to keep it that way.
I didn't want Sergeant Hanley and Whizbangs coming back home, did I? And the same the other way around. Home is home. Here is here. They don't belong in this hellhole of a place. Do they? By talking about them, I bring them here. I don't want that.
I really miss them. I really miss them all. It feels like I've been gone a lifetime. I just want to go home. I know you don't want to talk about them, but it's just so difficult. Martin, Les, and Pete. They're all dead. And I haven't been able to talk to anyone. No one should have to experience this. No one.
Alright, man! Get ready for the attack, come on! To your base, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go! Let's go, let's go! Ready your weapons! Peacefuls, get out here now! Come on, now! Alright, lads! Let's give the fuckers what they want! Let's go, let's go! Go! Now! Come on, Peacefuls, don't even fucking think about staying here!
"65 minutes to go. How shall I live them? Should I try to sleep? It would be useless to try. Should I eat a hearty breakfast? I don't want it. Shall I scream and shout? What would be the point? Shall I pray? Why? What for? Who to? No. They will do what they will do. The sentence has been confirmed. It is decreed that Private Peaceful will die. Will be shot for cowardice in the face of the enemy at 6 o'clock on the morning of the 25th of June, 1916. The firing squad will be having their breakfast by now, hating what they will have to do.
Shit! You're okay. You're okay. Stay with me. Where are we? In the bloody middle of no man's land. We just gotta stay put.
Stay put! Stay put! You listen to me, Peaceful! I'm the one who gives orders around here! So when I say we go, we go! We're moving up clear! When I give the order, we're to make a dash for it. And that means all of us. No stragglers and no malingerers. That means you, Peaceful. Our order is to press home the attack and hold our ground. The German trenches are only about 50 yards or so. We'll make it just fine.
Charlie, I can't move. My legs don't work, they won't move. It's alright, Tomo, it's alright. We're gonna stick together.
Alright lads, this is it. Get a full magazine in the gun, one up the spout. On your feet, come on, let's go! What the fuck do you think you're doing? On your bloody feet now. Come on, let's get a fucking move on!
We got there, they'll bloody mow us down. They've seen us come in here, and we're waiting for us to come out. They're not stupid. Maybe we can stay here. Go back out after dark.
You motherfucking sport of the devil!
No, stop it!
Get off of me! I am your girlfriend! Get off! Shut the fuck up! I swear to God, if you don't come with us when I make that order, there won't just be any field punishment for you people. I mean, a fucking firing squad! Do you hear me?
I hear you, Sergeant. As you can see, Tomo's wounded. I'm not leaving him.
I can shoot you right here, right now. Right between your little eyes.
Just go, Charlie. He means it.
I know. So do I.
Cowards! D Company on me now! Sergeant Hanley, let's go!
Charlie, what happened?
You fainted. Tomo, if the worst happens...
It won't.
If the worst happens, promise me you'll look after everyone back at home.
Of course I will.
You still love her, don't you? You still love Molly. Good. Good. You can go back to sleep. There's something else I wanted to give you. A pocket watch. The best pocket watch in the world.
Only allowed 20 minutes. Sorry, it's orders.
I didn't think they'd let you come. I'm so glad they did. How's the head?
As good as new. Didn't you tell the court-martial the truth?
Of course I did. They'd already made up their mind. They'd already chosen their own witness. Sergeant Hanley. I had 3 of them looking right at me, as if I was some kind of dirt. I told them the truth, Tommy. They just didn't want to listen. I had nothing to be ashamed of, did I?
No. No, of course you don't.
I wasn't going to hide anything. I wanted to tell them the truth. The truth that the sergeant's order was stupid. It was suicidal. They knew a dozen or more got wiped out in the attack, and that no one even made it as far as the German wire. It made no difference. They didn't want to listen.
It's unfair. It's so unfair. Charlie, please.
Then of course there was my record as a troublemaker. A mutinous troublemaker, as Hanley called me. Remember Attiples, when I attacked the sergeant? Field punishment number 1. It's all on my record. And my foot.
Foot?
That time I was shot in the foot. All foot wounds are suspicious.
But that's not how it went.
Of course it isn't. They believe what they wanted to believe.
Did you not have anyone speaking for you? Like an officer or something?
Didn't think I needed one. Just tell them the truth, Charlie. You'll be alright. That's what I thought. How wrong could I have been? The whole court-martial took less than half an hour, Tommy. An hour's all they gave. An hour for a man's life. It's not a lot, is it? You know what the brigader called me? He said I was a worthless man. Worthless. I've been called a lot of things in my time. None of them ever upset me, except that one. I didn't show it, mind. Didn't want to give them the satisfaction. And then he passed the sentence.
I'm gonna miss you, Charlie.
I love you, Tommy. This war can't go on for much longer. Won't be enough men to fight it. Look on the bright side.
Creatures of my dreams raise up